welcome back, and welcome back. Today we are going to make a fish soup. Yes, we are. Let's turn that so you can see that a little better. That is a cup of red onions. That is 3 celery stalks. We're going to use some extra virgin olive oil, some vegetable broth. You can use chicken broth. That'll be fine. It'll work just fine in this dish as well. Some garlic, black pepper, Mrs. Dash, some Italian seasoning. We're going to use this Red Lobster seafood seasoning, some diced tomatoes, and those are the Rotel brand, just off brand, great value. We're going to use some of this tomato sauce here. I'm going to use the small shrimp. This is raw. I'm going to use some tilapia. This is raw too. And you can use any fish you want for this dish. And then here is something that I found at Sprouts. Not Sprouts, sorry. It was Trader Joe's. And look at the yumminess that's in there. And we're going to add this to it because I needed olives and capers. So we're just going to add a little bit of all that. Look at that. Yum, yum. We're going to use that. And, oh, I've got 3 golden potatoes back there. Okay? So here's your shot of everything we're going to use to make all this yumminess into a delicious soup. Let's get started. All right, the first thing we're going to do is go in with about 2 tablespoons of that extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to go ahead and put in that celery. I'm going to go ahead and put in the onions, and I'm going to let this go for 2 minutes. And then we'll start building some more from there. Okay? We're just going to let this go for 2 minutes. Let them get a little soft, start breaking down a little bit. 2 minutes, and I'll be back. All right, that's been cooking for 2 minutes, and we're going to go in with 2 tablespoons of garlic. All right, I'm going to let that go just for a minute, and then I'm going to add some more yummy in here, and I mean just for a minute. This is a 30-minute soup, okay? Doesn't take long, but boy, it sure is amazing. So I'm going to let that go for a minute, and I'll be right back. 1 minute. All right, now it's been a minute. And we're going to go in with those potatoes. As you can see, there's no uniformity to them. I just kind of diced them up. And we're going to put those on in there. Okay. Now, I'm going to give it a nice little zhuzh. Get some of that flavor on those potatoes. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, you've got to try this. If you like seafood, you're going to love this. And then I'm going to go in with a good 2 tablespoons of that Italian seasoning. I'm going to go in with a tablespoon of that pepper, tablespoon of Mrs. Dash. And remember, you can always taste this later and adjust the flavors. And then my seafood seasoning. And if you don't have the seafood seasoning, that's another tablespoon of that as well. It'll be just fine. Use the seasonings that you have. They will work out wonderfully. Okay? Look at that. How amazing does that look? Okay, I'm going to let this cook for 2 minutes. All right, just 2 minutes, and then we're going to start adding the flavors, more flavors to this. I'll be back. As you can see, the yummy is going on. If only you could have scratch of vision up in here. I'm telling you. We're going to go in with those diced tomatoes. All of it, juice included. And we're going to also go in with that tomato sauce. Okay, get all that out of there. And like I said, you can also use chicken broth on this. It does not have to be the vegetable broth that I'm using. Look at that already. Look at that. And that is going to be our soup. Look at that. Okay, so we're going to go in with this whole carton of vegetable broth. I'm going to put the whole thing in there. And that's like 4 cups. Like I said, this is a soup. And then we're going to put this lid on this. And I'm going to let this go for a good 15 minutes. Long enough to cook those potatoes. At least to the point where they're almost done. Like I said, this takes 30 minutes and it's done. Okay? Look at that. All that is going to be in there. And plus so much more. Okay? So I'm going to put the lid on this. And I'm going to let her cook for 15 minutes, and I'll be back. All right, at this point, we're going to go in with that cracked olive salad, juice and all. And go ahead and get that in there. The whole jar. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and stir that in there. Give it a nice little zhuzh. Because those potatoes are almost done. But we're still going to cook all of this a little bit longer. Now I'm going to go in with the tilapia. And it's still kind of frozen. So I'm going to put it in first. And it will break up into pieces. I'm going to put that in there. And I'm going to let it sit in these juices. Lid on for 5 minutes. Okay? And then I'll be back. Okay, as you can see, that is going. And that fish is just going to break up on its own. So we're not going to worry about that. It'll break up just fine. So now we're going to put in that shrimp. You can absolutely add 2 of those bags. And we're going to let this go for 5 minutes. And guess what? Soup will be done. See how this fish is already breaking up on its own? It'll be just fine. So we're going to let it go for 5 minutes. Put that lid back on. And the food will be done. Like I said, a 30-minute soup that's going to taste like it's been cooking all day long. I'll be back 5 minutes. And there she is. Our fish soup. Look at that. Absolutely delicious. Things made easy with Gigi. All day, every day. Please like, subscribe, and feel free to share. Everybody be blessed and stay safe. You're going to get to see Gigi next time. Take care, you guys.